Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juliana Oscar Yakubov, aka Joy, and today we are going to be doing an interesting topic, so stay tuned. So our interesting topic is, drumroll please, Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. And I'll show you what the hype is about. But first, let me give you a quick preview. So first is I'm going to give you a summary of the book. Second, I'll point out the life lessons with you guys. And third is I'll give you guys an easy activity to do, and it might be fun too. And then we can review after of what we learned. And number 5 will be quotes that relate to the life lessons we just learned in Who Moved My Cheese. So before we start reading the summary, I want to point out that there will be quite a few slides of the summary because it's a pretty long book, and I feel like you have to understand the whole book to know what's going on and learn from it. Okay, and this is how the book looks like, obviously, Who Moved My Cheese. This is the summary. The central characters are 2 mice named Sniff and Scurry, and 2 little people named Hem and Haw. Cheese is used as a metaphor throughout the book. So cheese represents what you want in life. A good job, a loving relationship, money, or a possession, like we all want. Sniff and Scurry always kept track of the cheese by measuring it every single day and by checking if it's old. Hem and Haw, the little people, they took the cheese for granted, thinking it's going to be there forever. I think we can relate to that. Okay, so Sniff and Scurry went one morning to the cheese, but it was gone. They weren't surprised. They wasted no time and went out looking for new cheese. Hem and Haw, on the other hand, always woke up late, knowing the cheese was always there, but it was all gone. When they got there, there was no cheese, obviously. They were confused, angry, furious, and scared. They only have cheese in their life. They moped around every day saying the phrase, "Who moved my cheese?" Why would they do that? Who moved my cheese? Later on, Sniff and Scurry already found the cheese because they started to look earlier and they were prepared. Then one day, Haw realized how silly they were, but by moping around every single day with no cheese. Haw tried to convince Hem to go out with him and find new cheese. Hem didn't care. He wanted his old cheese back. He wanted his old life back, aka. Haw went out to look by himself for the cheese. He found nothing, but he didn't give up. He wrote how he felt on the walls of the maze. Well, he felt great, even without finding anything. Hem still moped around, hoping it will come back, but of course it didn't. Haw fell into holes. He too made mistakes, but he got right back up and kept looking. Another hole appeared, but he was careful. He crossed over it without falling. This is known as mistakes. Mistakes, okay, it happens. Just don't do it another time. Then one day, Haw found a new cheese. He was so happy. He loved the experience as well. He reached success. Earlier then, he tried to get Hem to help them find a new cheese, but he refused. He was terrified of stepping out of his place, aka comfort zone. Haw met Scurry and Sniff. They're eating and enjoying the cheese, but also keeping track and having a backup plan always, if something happened. But there's even a bigger plus. The cheese stash wasn't like their old one, though it was 10 times better. There was so much more, like a lifetime of cheese, and so much new cheeses to try. And this is a summary I wrote. Was it easy to write it? No, but I just based it off of the book. And if you want to learn more details, just read the book. It's so great. And there's also a teens version, so if you want to read that one, great, go for it. You can even screenshot the book while I was reading. Okay, so now the summary's done, we're going to point out the life lessons in this book, which I think there is quite a lot. First is adapt to change quickly. Knowing about changes can serve you anticipation. Change, embracing change. What would you do without fear? Humans overcomplicate things. Don't take this one too seriously, but it's true. And keep moving forward and I think these are great examples of life lessons they gave in this book. But I'd like to add some. I think one of them should also be you take things for granted. Okay, so activity time. So this is going to be in steps. So first step is get a paper and pencil or a pen. I recommend pencil just in case if you make mistakes. And this is like a bonus. If you kind of want to like decorate it, make it pretty, hang it up, that'd be great too because it could be like a reminder. Okay, so second step is write down 3 life lessons from the slide before this. For example, embracing change, moving on, don't take things for granted, like that. So write some 3 life lessons you learned from the book. Tell me when you wrote them down. Okay, fourth step is think about how you were wrong and how can you not do that again. Like, stop making that mistake. And if you want, you can write that down too. And if you ever catch yourself doing this mistake, you can look back into this and say, oh wait, I'm not supposed to be doing this, and fix it. Okay, if you still don't get it, I made one of the examples. So here is one example. I did the life lesson, taking things for granted. And this is like based off my own like story. So whenever I don't like some kind of food, like I don't eat it and I take the food for like granted, which is not good, so don't follow it. So how can I learn from this mistake? Well, whenever I get food, maybe I can just appreciate whatever I get, just be happy that I have it right in front of me. Remember that this is an example from me. Okay guys, so I hope you understood most of it. And if you didn't, that's okay. You can even read the book or find an audiobook of it, because I bet there is one. So this book was kind of written for a better understanding of this life lesson, because if it was just talking about this life lesson, it would be kind of like boring, you know? Like saying, don't take things for granted, don't do this, and don't do this. Appreciate this. Like, it would be kind of bland, like boring. Kind of sounds like a teacher. But I like how life lessons go through stories. So they kind of like sneaked in some life lessons in that story to make it more fun. And like kind of like, it's like, oh. So this book had a lot of good life lessons. As you can go check back on the slide that had all of it on it. And now I think we are ready for some quotes that are related to not taking things for granted, like getting over the past. Okay, so here are the quotes, my favorite part. The things you take for granted, someone else is praying for. So be thankful. It's so simple, it's so good, it's so neat. I love it. Okay, now life happens, adapt, embrace, change, and make the most of everything that comes your way. Adapt, embrace, those are all the words in our life lessons. If something happens, let it go. Because it happens, it's life. Adapt to it and then embrace it. Be proud of it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. And bye!